Hey everyone, welcome to my first video of 2024. Today we're looking at several transit projects in Scarborough, the steps needed to complete them, and their benefits. We'll be looking at the recently shut down Line 3 Scarborough BRT, why it was shut down, and how Scarborough residents have been affected. We'll also be seeing the under construction Line 2 Scarborough subway extension and the Durham-Scarborough bus rapid transit project to Scarborough Centre. After almost 40 years of service, the Scarborough RT was scheduled to close in November of 2023. After a derailment in late July caused by a number of factors, namely poor maintenance, Line 3 was permanently closed. Following the unplanned closure, shuttle buses operated between Scarborough Centre and Kennedy until September, when bus-only lanes were painted on Midland and Kennedy along the Line 3 alignment, and the 903 Scarborough Centre Kennedy Express bus was brought back after service was stopped during COVID. The RT was originally meant to close on November 18, and by November 19, the planned replacement service was in full effect. 7 bus routes, which used to terminate at Scarborough Centre, were extended to Kennedy Station alongside the 903. Aside from the new bus routes, bus boarding bays were reorganized at Scarborough Centre Bus Terminal to provide riders with easier transfers. At Kennedy Station, a completely new bus terminal was built to accommodate the major increase in buses. It's not a flashy terminal, but there are definitely enough shelters and bus bays to keep buses moving quickly. The new bus terminal at Kennedy Station is a roughly 1-minute walk from the subway and Terminal 1. Most of the connection is indoors, which makes transfers easier for riders. All 8 bus routes operate between Kennedy Station and Scarborough Centre Station, where they then continue along their past route alignments. This new service allows riders who would usually transfer to the RT at Scarborough Centre to have a direct ride to Line 2 at Kennedy Station. The new bus lanes along the corridor significantly increase bus speeds to be comparable to Line 3. Buses operate on an express service between Kennedy and Scarborough Town Centre, with stops at the major streets where Line 3 stations used to be. Stops are minimal, but include 2 shelters and far-sided stops to prevent buses from stopping at green lights. Hopefully, the shelters are replaced with the TTC's existing access hubs, which are larger and heated, a much better fit for a rapid transit substitute. After a lot of advocacy before the closure of the line by TTC riders, a local Toronto transit advocacy group, the City of Toronto has plans to convert the Line 3 right-of-way between Kennedy and Ellesmere into a busway, which would further reduce travel times. Unfortunately, the busway requires more funding that the city doesn't have, and will likely require assistance from the province or federal government for it to be built. Next up is the Scarborough subway extension, which brings Line 2 farther north with 3 new stations. I covered the route in a past video, but construction is also progressing well. The tunnel boring machine was launched about a year ago today, and according to Metrolinx, it digs approximately 10 to 15 meters per day. With that information, we can assume that it's made its way just past Lawrence, but that distance hasn't been confirmed. Massive conveyor belts have been set up to carry away dirt dug by the TBM, and the concrete tunnel liners can also be seen piled up at the TBM launch site. At Scarborough Centre, very little construction has started yet, but lane closures and demolition of the Line 3 structures will be starting in the coming months. North of Lawrence, headwall construction is taking place. Headwalls are large concrete pillars in the ground near stations or emergency exits, and they create a watertight seal around the station or exit. On the south side of Lawrence, demolition of the gas station has occurred and will one day house the bus terminal for Lawrence East Station. Near Kennedy Station is the TBM extraction site at Eglinton and Midland. To facilitate the space needed to dig the extraction site, Eglinton Avenue East has been rebuilt and diverted slightly north until 2030. Connecting Toronto to many parts of Durham, a new bus rapid transit, or BRT route, is proposed to be built to improve service on Durham Transit's Pulse network. The new BRT line would operate from Scarborough Centre along Ellesmere and towards Oshawa. There would also be a stop at University of Toronto's Scarborough campus, which could make this line very popular among non-Durham region residents as well. While the closure of Line 3 and years of debate over how to build transit in Scarborough has left the area with no rapid transit, several projects are taking place to build more. Aside from the projects mentioned, the Shepherd subway extension and the Eglinton East LRT will also serve major parts of Scarborough, as well as additional GO train stations and service. In the next 15 to 20 years, Scarborough will have a robust network of rapid transit and bus services. Thanks for watching.